Hi, I'm Ben, and this is my spoiler review. So if you don't want to see any spoilers, this is my spoiler review. Okay, so spoiler alert. So this is my spoiler review of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. I really loved it. I love the animation. It's directed by the same person who did Mitchell's versus the Machines, and you can really tell the animation style, but this is kind of related to with Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, because a lot of people say there's inspiration to Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Well, actually, because Mitchell's versus the Machine, because the director is Jeff Rao, who directed Mitchell's versus the Machines, and the people who worked on Mitchell's versus Machines also worked on Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. So, anyway, they're kind of cousins if you really think about it. But yeah, so the Ninja Turtles. Okay, so there's been changes to the Ninja Turtles. Now, Master Splinter. Okay, so Master Splinter, in this version, he's voiced by Jackie Chan, which is perfect casting, but I thought they were gonna have him be, he starts out as a human and then he gets mutated into a half rat man. But no, he starts out as a rat, like a New York street rat, and he gets mutated, but there's no Hamato Yoshi. Like in all the other versions, like he either gets in some versions he's either a human named Hamato Yoshi that gets mutated into a half rat man, but in some versions he's a pet rat to Hamato Yoshi that mimics his movement in his cages.
A pet of my master Yoshi, mimicking his movements from my cage and learning the mysterious art of ninjutsu.
I was his pet rat, and I learned ninjutsu by mimicking his moves.
But here he's an but here he's a normal sewer rat. There's no mention of Hamato Yoshi, and they get mutated. But they learned from watching kung fu videos and martial art videos. I guess it's better than in the Michael Bay movie where they just mastered it from a book. Like, that's silly. So I did like this better. Um, uh, and and they have a reasons why Master Splinter doesn't want him to see the humans, because he tries to go outside and let humans accept them, but then they all freaked out and they're like, "Oh, mutant rat creatures, I'm scared." I usually hate the misunderstanding where people are afraid, but I understand why they need to do it. And there is a sweet scene at the end where all the New Yorkers help the Ninja Turtles. I really like that. I like that. And there's a guy who brings the mutant to defeat Monster Superfly. I really like seeing the giant mutant Superfly get turned into a giant monster kaiju. I love that, because when I was little, I love movies like Godzilla movies and kaiju movies and superhero movies and alien invasion movies, and I was like, wouldn't it be cool if there was a Godzilla movie but it had superheroes in it and the superheroes fight a giant monster? I never saw that in the movie. Well, they do kind of do this in Ninja Turtles at the final end, at the third act of the movie, which is pretty neat. I like that, and I like the big monster they did, so, and everyone helps them, because at first they're like, oh, these Ninja Turtles, they're monsters, oh wait, they're here to help us, yay, let's help them. And Master Splinter really accept them, and I love the ending where after they get accepted for defeating Super Monster Fly, they go to high school and everyone's welcome there, and I thought that was really sweet. I love that. I like that Ninja Turtles are treated normal. I love that. That's never been done before. I like where they do things like that. I like that. Okay, so now if you haven't seen my other review, I pointed out that um, I'm wearing a Ninja Turtle shirt, a mask, and my jammy pants and socks, and I wore sandals to show off my socks, and I actually wore this to the movies. That's how fun it was. But no one said anything, which is funny. I wonder, but I think the ticket holder the cashier was really nice. And I also brought this Ninja Turtle action figure to watch it with me. I'm a funny guy, I like to do that. Yeah, it's Donatello from the Mutant Mayhem movie. Yeah, so what other things? Now Baxter Stockman, he's in it, and he's voiced by the guy, I forget his name, but he's played by the guy who was in Mandalorian, Breaking Bad, Revolution, I think that's what it's called, but yeah, so anyways, but I thought that was perfect casting, but he's in it from the beginning, and that's really it. And Superfly is like a main antagonist, like he's kind of the main big bad. And Bebop and Rocksteady turned good. I do like them better as bad guys, but there's so many versions of Ninja Turtles. Maybe it's okay if they do a version where they become good guys and try to help the turtles, and they also and the other mutants help them, and they all live together in the sewer. And there's a gross part where the cricket monster cockroach makes out with a Master Splinter, and I'm like, ugh. Yeah, even my mom was like, ugh. And there's a gross part where April O'Neil says she's afraid to go on camera and she threw up. I like how April was designed. There's so many different versions to April. I like how they're designed, but I like April in this. The part where she threw up was pretty gross. I don't think I like that, but yeah, but I did like how it was animated. Like it didn't feel that gross, like how they animated it. But anyways, I had a good time with this. And the mutants. I guess because they cast a lot of great actors to voice the mutants, but a lot of it was never really they they only had a few scenes in them and they weren't in it a lot, but I had a great time watching. And it's cool that this is the first time a Ninja Turtle movie got a high score on Rotten Tomatoes. I pointed that out in my other Ninja Turtle movies, in my other videos, but yeah, out of all the Ninja Turtle movies, this one gets the highest score on Rotten Tomatoes. They give a 59% to the Super Mario Brothers movie, but they give a good score to Ninja Turtles. But oh, come on, like Super Mario Brothers was an awesome movie. In fact, we had a lot of great animated movies. Ninja Turtles, Super Mario Brothers, Spider-Verse, Elementals I really liked. I didn't saw the one with the Teenage Kraken. I didn't see that movie. I'll see it some other time, but it does look like a really cute movie. But with that said, there was a lot. Oh, and I love the pop culture reference. Like they mentioned Attack on Titan, and they threw an ooze, and I love that they mentioned Mark Ruffalo and Avengers Endgame. I like that they had the rights to mention this. And I said before that Master Splinter brings out these cardboard cutouts of like Chris Pratt, Chris Evans, Chris Pine, and Chris Pine is in a Star Trek uniform. I guess they really had the rights to that, but but I kind of wish that there was like a Sonic the Hedgehog reference because the Paramount movies are being Sonic is being made by the Paramount movies, so I kind of wish there was that. But I like what we still got here. And I kind of wish they try to do an X-Men reference because mutants. But they have to do pop culture reference that connects to the sentence and what you're doing. So, and Cynthia Utrom, she was kind of an antagonist, she, but it was mainly Superfly, and there was a part where they're like, and there's a running thing where there's like, Master Splinter is like, don't go out in public, people will milk you and steal your blood, and Cynthia Utrom literally tries to get their mutagen, and they literally say milk them, and I'm like, oh, he was right about that. And they did this like, we don't even have nipples to milk. And there are some adult jokes, like they say there's a few swears, there's a few, but I feel like it's has that edge, which I really respect in a Ninja Turtles movie. I like that, but and Cynthia Utrom, they never revealed that she was an alien Utrom because she's the boss of TCRI, and in other versions, the heads of like Utroms, like brain aliens, which sometimes it's cranes, sometimes it's Utroms, but I guess it's just a person in this. But maybe they're gonna reveal she's secretly a brain creature, because remember in the other versions, they're like secret brain people that pretend they're humans. Like maybe she's that. And who knows? I have a fan theory that maybe Cynthia Utrom is secretly Crane. Like maybe Cynthia is, and this appearance is just a human appearance Crane uses, and under it, its real name is Crane. And here's something. There's a mid-credit scene where they're in high school and they're having a great time. Oh, and Cynthia Utrom is like, well, we found the turtles. That's easy, but capturing them will be hard since they're out in public and getting accepted by everyone else. And here's some. I need you to bring me someone. Bring me Shredder. Yeah, there's a mid-credit scene where you get to see Shredder. So Shredder might be in the next movie. I'm real excited for that. I like Shredder. He's like the main villain of all the Ninja Turtles. I can't wait to see what's gonna happen there. Well, anyways, also here's something interesting. In other versions, the whole having the turtles having a crush on April. In other versions, like in the CGI Ninja Turtle series, it was Donatello who had a crush on April, and in like the original '90s movie and the Michael Bay movies, it was Michelangelo who had a crush on April. But here, Leonardo has a crush on April. And I thought April was going to be a grown woman, but she was really nice, and I think she just likes the turtles as friends, not romantic partners. But yeah. So, anyways, that's my review on my spoiler review on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Mutant Mayhem. I had a great time watching this. I hope you all had a great time watching this. I really liked it. I hope all of you liked it. I have heard people didn't like it, but I feel like they're being picky. Like some people are like, "Oh, the actors aren't in it a lot. Oh, they learned it from Kung Fu." He's like, "Come on, don't be pompous. Like, it's Ninja Turtles. So just have fun with it." And it was a fun movie. And there's different reimaginings to Ninja Turtles. There's always going to be changes to the characters. Like sometimes like look at April. Sometimes she's a grown woman. Sometimes she's a teenager. Sometimes she's African American. Sometimes Master Splinter is a pet rat to Hamato Yoshi. Sometimes he is Hamato Yoshi. Sometimes he's neither. Sometimes this and that. There's always going to be different versions. Like look at the Mirage comics versus like the 80s cartoon and everything else. There's always going to be different reimaginings to Ninja Turtles. I always thought Ninja Turtles never had like a focused source material. Like, yeah, currently for the comics it's by IDW, but there's always going to be different ideas and different reimaginings to Turtles. Like, they're always going to have different ideas. So, but as long as it's still the Ninja Turtles we know from how they're traditionally done that we like. But anyways, that's my review. And see you next time. I hope you enjoyed my review and see you next time. Hopefully we see some new videos. See ya.